Welcome back to Leeds lately for the live watch along of Leeds United versus Bristol City at Ashton Gate Stadium. Leeds hoping to again remain undefeated in 2024, and it would be a great result for us to go forward, trying to get into those top two spots. Welcome everybody who has joined already. As usual, we have the usual suspects in here: Liam B, Penny, Karen, Goz61, and Chris Holmes. Welcome everybody to the chat. Welcome especially to our Leeds Lately members. That's why Karen's got the original Leeds Lately badge by her name, and obviously she can use that lovely little Sam Byram emoji there as well from the Dream Team series. We've got a little bit of score predictions in there as well. Karen saying she's going for a 2-0 Leeds win. I would absolutely love that. I think getting a clean sheet would do us wonders. Goz61 mentioning about the fact that Connor Roberts has joined. Yeah, I think he'll be a great signing. I think he'll slot in nicely at right back and really allow Archie Gray to go back into that midfield. So that should be good for us. He's ineligible for this game because he wasn't signed soon enough, and he's also ineligible for the replay against Plymouth, I think, if I am right, because I think he's already played in the FA Cup for Burnley. So we won't have him for the FA Cup game or this game, but we should have him after that, and he'll be a great addition to Leeds' eventual push for the end of the season, where we're hoping to get that promotion. Let's have a little look at the lineup then. So I've got your lineup here. Here we go. So Melier in goal. Oh, I don't know why that's gone invisible. You can see through it at the back. Wait, I always struggle with this because it's like reverse controls. There it is. I'll have to put that up again because it's going to disappear before I've even had a chance to talk about it. Here we go. Melier in goal. Gray, Rodon, Ampadu and Firpo at the back, with Gruev and Kamara in midfield. Nonto, Jorginho and Somerville ahead of them, and then Bamford up front, hoping to continue his rich vein of form in the Championship and in the Cups as well. Yes, Peter Horsley mentioning that it is obviously a Friday game, so please don't spoil my whole weekend. I'm sure we'll get a victory. I'm sure of it. Come on, let's have a bit of confidence. As always, remember, if you find that you can't put anything in the chat down below, that is because you haven't hit that subscribe button, and I would massively appreciate it if you did. And then you also get the added benefit of being able to talk to our lovely community down below. The last thing to do, just as a sort of point of whatever that thing is, 10% off classic football shirts if you use Leeds Lately 10 at checkout and you go through my link in the description. There's plenty of Leeds United shirts on there for you to look through and get 10% off if you're interested. Lineup does look good, yeah. Hopefully at some point we'll have Connor Roberts in there as well, but for now, like I said a minute ago, for those of you who are now joining, Melier, Gray, Rodon, Ampadu, Firpo, with Gruev and Kamara in front of that defence, and then Nonto, Jorginho, Somerville and Bamford in the attack. What I'm hoping for is that link up between Somerville and what's his face, Nonto, because they're obviously very, very good friends, and they had a bit of link up going on towards the end of that Premier League season. As bad as we were, they had a bit of link up going on, and they seem like they play well together and know what each other's next move's going to be. So hopefully Somerville and Nonto can link up well today, and maybe get an assist for Bamford or score themselves, basically. But yeah, I'm hoping that sort of partnership comes to fruition tonight, and it is really, really good for us. The other thing, and I know that I'll have to mention this again just before kickoff, but make sure if a goal goes in at either end in this game that you don't put it in the chat before I've reacted to it. The rule is basically, if it doesn't say 1-0 on the scoreboard here on my thing, I haven't seen it, so don't put it in don't say it, because it'll spoil it for me, basically. We've got another Leeds Lately member joining, Rad Music Chat, who is Ben, is now joining us as well, saying, sorry I'm late, party can start now. Absolutely. 5 minutes to kick off, and we can look forward to what should be a great game. The last 5 times I think Leeds have played Bristol City, we have won all of them. And I think in the last 20 games that we've won 14 draw, or maybe last 17 games, I think we've won 14, drawn 2, and lost only 1. And of course, Leeds will be hoping to add to that record today and to go and score a good couple of goals here. Just as who was it that was saying? Somebody was saying 4-0. Peter Horsley was saying hopefully easy 4-0 win. Absolutely, I hope so. Diggler TC, you agreeing with me about saying good to see Nonto and Somerville playing together. I think they'll motivate each other. I hope so. I hope they have a good connection there. Bit of a shame for Dan James to miss out given the form that he is actually in. But he is... what was I talking about? Oh, yes, but he sometimes will need a rest. He will need a rest, Daniel James, and of course he's deserved that, having that rest, and I think he'll come back the better for it. And obviously we've got a wealth and a depth of talent on that bench, which obviously allows us to make decisions like that, and that's why we should be pushing for that promotion spot, because we've got such strength in depth. Rad Music Chat saying, or Ben saying, 48 people in here, 26 likes. Let's try and get that like total up. We've got 52 people now, so let's try and get that like total up just as we see pictures of the Bristol City players and Leeds United players in the tunnel getting ready to go out on the pitch, shake hands and kick off in this Championship Friday night clash under the lights at Ashton Gate Stadium. Melier just shakes hands with his counterpart there, and Firpo is the one stood just behind him. Hi Render, welcome. I hope you're well. Hoping for a 2-0 win. Yeah, a couple of people have said a 2-0 win. That would be great. I would love to have a nice clean sheet for Melier's confidence. I'm hoping for a good performance from those midfield players today. Gruev and Kamara, hopefully back in the form that they were in the last couple of weeks and bossing things from that midfield, because those two have been really, really good in there. I think we struggled a little bit during the FA Cup game against Plymouth, because we had Ampadu and Gruev in the midfield, and I think those two players are a little bit too similar, and I think hopefully it will be a bit better back today again, with a good balance of midfield, with somebody like Gruev, who's a little bit more of a distributor and a destroyer as well, and somebody like Kamara, who maybe is a bit more athletic and can run with the ball. Yes, and Ben is asking who is captain. It is Ampadu. Yeah, Ampadu is the captain for this evening, as obviously Strauch is off. He's not starting, and Liam Cooper isn't either. So Ampadu is the person who takes that if neither of them are on the pitch. The players are just heading out onto the pitch tonight. Welcome everybody who is joining at this point. We've got 62 people at the moment, so that's great already before we've even kicked off. Hoping for a big result tonight, and to push towards that. To push towards those automatic promotion spots. I think there will be a minute's silence or a minute's applause in the 17th minute, because of a couple of young lads who were Bristol City fans passed away long before their time. So there will be that happening in the 17th minute, I think. Liam B saying, quick word on your feelings about McGurk leaving the club. It's one of those where you can't really tell what's gone on from inside the club. From everything that we've seen, he was one of those players who always absolutely tore it up in the under-21s, and maybe Leeds offered him a loan and he said he wanted to go permanently. I don't know, but I wish him all the best, and maybe we've got a buyback clause or something like that. But you would have thought that we would have to have something in place, just because he seems like he would be a really great player. But then we've had that as well with other players like Joffy, who, yes, he's on the bench tonight, but has he really lived up to the hype that we gave him? Same with Sam Greenwood. When we saw them in the under-23s, we thought they were going to be amazing. The only player who's really stepped up from the under-23s is Somerville. And then obviously you've got Archie Gray coming in as well, but that's kind of from a different generation. But when it was Somerville, Greenwood, Joffy, all those players in the under-23s, the only one who's really stepped up and made it into the first team properly and established themselves is Somerville. So it's a very brutal transition from the academy to the first team, and yeah, it's it's difficult, isn't it, to say whether they would have stepped up. So maybe Leeds are just saying, look, we're going for first team talent right now. I don't know, but hopefully there's a buyback clause or something if he does turn into a world beater. Yeah, Strauch maybe is just that era and a little bit before as well. That's a good shout, Strauch. Yeah, maybe that era and a little bit before, but he made his way into the first team years ago, didn't he, Strauch? So you tend to forget about that. CB, welcome, another Leeds Lately member. If you want to become a member, just hit that join button down below, and you'll see the benefits of becoming a member, and it'll really just help out the channel, basically. We've got a few of them in the chat already, so that's great to see. We are very, very close to kickoff here. And like I said, just as an announcement again, if a goal goes in at either end in this game, don't say anything in the chat until I've put it on the scoreboard. Otherwise, I won't have seen it, and I don't want it to be spoiled for me, basically. We are about to kick off here at Ashton Gate Stadium, and we have now kicked off. Long ball forward from the Bristol City defender here, and Archie Gray just uses his body well to stop the winger getting on the end of that, and that is going to be a throw-in to Leeds United and to young Archie Gray. I think it tells you down below, Render, but obviously you get your little badge by your name, you get priority replies to comments, you get some emojis that only you can use. There's some Leeds legends in there and stuff, and all that sort of thing as well. It's more of just a way to support the channel. There you go, there's the Leeds Lately badge. Some legends in the little emojis as well, including Yaboa and things like that. I think the more members we get, the more of those badges I can add. There you go, there's a Radaby. Here's the lineup for whoever just asked. Oh yeah, CB asking. Here's Joe Rodon. Let's talk about the game, should we? Back to Meslier. Meslier just dribbling the ball out of the edge of his box. Now Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon plays the ball right down the line there, and Bamford tries to come across for it, but the defender's got there first, and he sent it high, and it's been headed towards the Bristol City striker here. Ampadu's going to have to come across here, and does well to force the striker away. Don't know if that was Naki Wells. Now the ball's been taken out for Leeds throw-ins. A little bit of argument in terms of what Wilfred Gnonto's best position is. And a lot of people have been saying when he played well last season, it was out on the left-hand side, and Farke has been utilising him on the right a lot because that's Somerville's position out on the left. So it'll be interesting to see if they switch out at any point and swap around and stuff. Crossman52 saying interesting camera angle here. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's a very high camera angle, but I quite like it for the sort of the tactical point of view. You can see where all the players are moving around and shifting. You can see that early on here, Bristol City are going to be applying a bit of a mid-block with their front three just sort of sat in between Gruev and Kamara in the midfield. And then the rest of their midfield sat a little bit further back, and anytime the ball will come into that midfield area, that's when they'll go and press. So it's not a low block or a high press, it's a mid block, which will be interesting to see if we can break that down, because obviously that's something we have struggled with. I've never been high in the East Stand before. Ball out from the back here for Bristol City, and they try to play it forward here, but Archie Gray's going to get there with a really good sliding tackle there. The Bristol City fullback has gone down here, clutching his ankle, but it was a really, really good tackle there from young Archie Gray. You've got to love that from him, just coming in, times it perfectly, slides in, gets it, and then obviously he must have caught a little bit of a player as well. but when you've played as it sounds really like I've played amateur football, but when you've played amateur football, even as a defender, you're always kind of wanting to get a bit of the person and the ball. I mean, it sounds bad, but you do want to get a bit of the man and the ball, and hopefully He's looks as though from these statistics that Sky is showing at the moment that Cameron Pring, who is the left back who's gone down under that Archie Gray tackle, he is first in every category for Bristol City, like open play, passes, crosses into the box, all that sort of thing. So it seems like a lot of the stuff goes through him, and you could see he was trying to make an early marauding run forward there, but young Archie Gray came across with an excellent sliding tackle and took the ball away from him. So I don't really think that Archie got any contact on the man there, you know. I think it was just actually a good tackle. Red Music Chat saying, or Ben saying that it's actually class top deck of East Stand, but cold and drafty. I usually get in the cheese wedge. I usually try and get in the cheese wedge because I've got a mate in there as well. But it's a good place to be because you're kind of in between the South Stand and the East Stand. And yeah, I was on Match of the Day once when Click scored that goal against Everton. I was at the back of the lower section of the cheese wedge, and I was going, yeah. So when we first came back after COVID, oh Archie, ball's about to come back in now from Conway here, knocked back to him. Then they've gone back to the defence again here, Bristol City. Morning, Rob. Welcome. Here's Somerville, leads on the chance for an early counter-attack here. Somerville running through the midfield here. He's got Bamford ahead of him and he gives it to Bamford. Bamford's inside the box now. He tries to chip it towards the back post. You could see what he was going for then, but the defender cut that out with his head and the goalkeeper was able to to come and claim that in the air there. So Bristol City can start again from the back here, but Leeds seem to be leaving players quite high up here. Perhaps in the hope that they can break this early attempt to play out from the back. Here's a long ball forward from Bristol City though, and Ampadu's going to get there. He's going to chest that down and look for an option to get rid of it without losing the ball, and does it brilliantly to Archie Gray, but Archie Gray's touch is bad and it's gone back to a Bristol City player. Bristol City inside the box now. They try to have a shot and it's blocked by Joe Roden. Back out to the wing again. Pring, the left back, is going to take that for a throw in. Jason Lee saying big night for Willie here. This is how Gruev got in the team, by taking his chance. Absolutely. We've seen what Nonto can do, but we need to see it consistently and we need to see it in the Championship because so far I haven't been convinced. Here are Bristol City again. Archie Gray can clear the ball away though. Nice ball to Nonto. Nonto does really well to get round his man, and now Jorginho comes away with the ball. Jorginho does really well and gets fouled there, so it's going to be a free kick to Leeds, and yeah, it'll just calm things down a little bit there because it did look at one point like Leeds were playing their way into a bit of trouble, but here we go with Gray again. Now Joe Rodon. Rodon out to Ampadu. Firpo's gone up towards the halfway line and wide, but he doesn't receive the ball. He goes back to Meslier now. Meslier across to Rodon. Rodon to Meslier. Here is Meslier again. Chips that one out wide to Archie Gray, who chests it down nicely and then tries to play a ball down the line towards Bamford. So good idea, and Leeds have won a throw in from that, and it's going to gain them a lot of yards there after the player has to come across and take the ball away from Bamford. Free Willie. Archie Gray's going to take this throw, and he's been told to go back a little bit though. Here's Gray. Ball to Nonto, and then back to Gray, and then back to Nonto again. Really well done from the young duo there, but the ball has gone out for a goal kick as they couldn't quite keep the ball in as they tried to cross it into the box. We need an early goal to settle us down, Karen's saying. Yeah, I think that's always the case with Leeds. If they score early, we're a little bit more likely to hang on, and especially this season, we're more likely to go and add a load of goals to that, which is always important to try and boost that confidence and to have that belief that the team's not going to come back against you. Here's Firpo. He's going to let that go out for a throw-in. Magnificent moustache, Firpo. Just hasn't taken the throw-in yet. Throws it back to Ethan Ampadu. Here's Gruev. And knocked forward by Firpo again. Headed away by Bristol City and then headed forward again. Here's Ampadu to Kamara. Kamara's going to poke that one back to Ampadu. Ampadu under a bit of pressure here, and so is Meslier, but Meslier lumps that one up to the halfway line towards Somerville. Somerville doesn't even jump for it. And now Jorginho has it. Flicks it into the path of Kamara, who heads it to Bamford, but it's headed away here. Only as far as Archie Gray. Archie Gray goes back to Joe Rodon. I didn't know they played rugby at Ashton Gate as well. Good ball to Bamford there. And now it's back to Gruev. Gruev spreads the play to Jorginho. Jorginho with a nice quick little touch. Tries to get the ball into Bamford, but the Bristol City defender is there to clear that away, but only for a Leeds United corner kick. Looks like I wonder who's going to take the corners today, given the fact that Dan James isn't on the pitch. Who was that? I couldn't tell. Here's Bamford inside the box, though. Now Kamara back to Joe Rodon, and Joe Rodon just spoons it over the bar. There's a lot of empty seats in the Bristol City end. A lot of empty seats. It is annoying with the extra lines, isn't it? Because you kind of... Although I suppose it probably helps the linesman in terms of... It probably helps the linesman in terms of knowing what's offside and what's not, because you've got extra lines in there to compare it to all the way down the pitch. Long ball here from the goalkeeper, headed up by Rodon. Then back by Kamara to Ampadu, who just lumps that one high into the air over the halfway line. Bristol City keep having to head that backwards here, and then out wide to the full-back, but a good tackle by Firpo sees that go out for a throw into Bristol City. Ball back to the Bristol City defence here. I haven't imagined that they might have used the goalkeeper at some point. Yeah, there they go. And then back out to the full-back again here. All the way back to the goalkeeper. Lumped long up towards the halfway line, and it's gone out of play completely there on the full, and Archie Gray can go and take that throw in. Yeah, make sure you smash that like button. We've got 80 people in here and only 42 likes. Let's try and get that up to 60 likes at least. He's Archie Gray with a throw-in. Headed down the line by a Bristol City player, and then back to the goalkeeper here again. Bristol City always have funky goalkeeper shirts, don't they? Or is it just that kit maker that does that? Good header there forward, and now Nahki Wells is in the box, but Ethan Ampadu comes across with a really, really good sliding challenge there. It's a good little flick on them from the Bristol City winger. Or Pring, actually, I think it is, the full-back. And then Nahki Wells thinks he's got time in the box to shoot, and Ampadu is just there to slide in and get his body in the way. But it is going to be a corner to Bristol City here. Looks like Nonto and Vimmer are doing a little bit of pushing in the box here. Great challenge, wasn't it? Our away kit next season will be green. You don't see many teams who play in green because it's the same colour as the grass, so it's a little bit awkward to... Here's Wells with the corner kick. Comes into the front post and Meslier punches it well. Goes far out, and Somerville's trying to chase that down. But it's gone back to the centre-back on the halfway line here. No, Somerville's taken it off him. Somerville's through on goal here. Somerville is one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He tries to chip in, and the goalkeeper saves it. He palms it away there. Really unfortunate for Leeds, because that really should have been a goal there. As here's Jorginho coming forward again. Finds the ball to Kamara. Now Nonto's in the box. Nonto to try and get the ball across the box. It's flicked across everyone. Goes to the back post where Jorginho is waiting by the corner flag now. Looks to try and get the ball in the box here. What's he going to do? He's going to give it back to Kamara and then out wide to Gray again. Gray to Jorginho. Jorginho's going to have to look to turn and find a pass here, and does. Here's Gruev. Gruev with a nice little turn, gets away from the player and gives it to Firpo now. Firpo plays it down the line to Nonto on the other side now. Nonto trying to cut across towards the edge of the box. Tries to have a shot. It's blocked away there. Only as far as Ampadu, and Leeds can build up again. Here's Gruev. Now Kamara. Gruev again. Back to Joe Rodon. Wonder if there's any colourblind footballers who can't play for certain teams because the colour of their shirt blends into the colour of the grass with their particular specification of colourblindness. That would be very interesting to see if there was that, because imagine that being the reason why somebody turned down and moved to a certain club. Somerville can be very wasteful in front of goal. I think he's trying to go for a chip. I think he's overthought that, and what he really needed to do is just put it on along the floor and try and bend it round the goalkeeper. Here's Bamford trying to hold it up, but he's pulled away from it by the defender. Archie Gray's going to go in for this challenge. He's never going to pull out of this. Good block there by Archie Gray, and now Nonto's in down the line here. Here's Nonto. Tries to get the ball to the back post, and it's gone straight into the goalkeeper's gloves. Again, a little bit wasteful from Leeds. And really, we need to be careful about that. Yeah, it still lets you see colours as shades, but some colours look like, for example, a green, and the green of the pitch and the red of the Bristol City shirts to some colourblind people might look the exact same colour. It's not that they don't see colour, is it? But the shirt and the thing might look as the exact same colour. There's a minute's applause now. Oh my God, why is that Bristol City fan's hands so dirty? What's he been doing? Is there mines in Bristol? Here's Joe Rodon. Ball forward there from Ampadu. Now Somerville nicely gets the ball off him. Here's Patrick Bamford. Ball into Kamara. It's a little bit behind him, but Kamara does well to get the ball back to Joe Rodon here, and then he's going to have to go back to Ampadu, but that was a little bit of a hospital pass from Bamford, and it's made sure that Leeds don't really get one, a counter-attack go in there, or an attack even, for that matter. Here's Ampadu now. I think he's going to have to go all the way back to... Red-green is the most common form of colour blindness. There are other versions. They would probably still be able to tell shirts apart but not recognise them as red/green. Yeah, I suppose. Oh, Patrick Bamford nearly got on the end of something past the defender there. So they would most likely be able to recognise friend from foe. What a good way to put it. Ball out to the left-back Pring here from the goalkeeper. We're just asking questions about eyesight now. What have I begun? Good tackle there from Ilya Gruev, but it's been given as a free kick. Remember Edgar Davids? Yeah, I saw a video of Edgar Davids talking to Zinedine Zidane with Alessandro Del Piero stood near them in a tunnel in a charity match the other day. Someone just put, what a conversation this would be. Little chipped ball forward here from Bristol City, but it's going to bounce all the way through to Ilan Meslier, the young French goalkeeper, and he's going to be able to just catch that one with ease and start Leeds off again on an attack. I've been gone 12 minutes. What have I? Ironically, the word you missed was missed. Leeds Alfie. Not much. Not really been any chances other than Somerville nicked the ball off a defender, went through on goal and chipped the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper managed to palm it away. Here's Jorginho coming towards the box. And now Bamford to shoot. Good save by the goalkeeper. It was pretty much straight at him, but he had to be there to save it, and the ball's gone straight out to Bristol City again. Here is the right back for Bristol City. Firpo tries to go in for a tackle there, but somehow the Bristol City player still comes out with the ball. Bristol City's coach looks like a generic brand Eddie Howe. I'll have to have a look at him next time he comes on the screen. I wasn't really paying attention. Here's a ball with Pring now. Pring cuts inside. Drops the ball off to the midfield, and then Patrick Bamford's still pressuring him, and he's taken that out of play. That's why Patrick Bamford is so good to have, because he just takes the pressure off sometimes when he just charges after somebody. You missed us all getting our qualification as opticians. That's what you missed. Ball with the centre-back now of Bristol City. I wish there wasn't a Bristol Rovers as well, because I can't just say Bristol. I suppose I can. It's my live stream, innit? But here's Kamara. Ball out to the right wing for Nonto to run onto. Very good. So Nonto coming into the box now, looking for an option. Drops it off to Kamara. Kamara to Somerville. Somerville inside the box. Somerville to shoot. Blasts it over the bar. And the 4 Bristol City fans behind the goal all give it a good wee. Somerville just really leant back over that then. I think it's because it's his left foot, so he knew that he's not very good at placing it, so maybe he blasted it because it's his left foot. And he just leant back, got behind the ball too much. Ball forward here towards Naki Wells, who plays the ball out to the left wing for Pring. Pring tries to get the ball in the box. It's deflected, but only as far as Gruev, who can head that away, but Nonto gives it away on the edge of the box. Now Bristol City with a chance to get the ball back in, and nearly drops to a player before Ampadu can clear that one over the halfway line. That was a close one there for Leeds. It was a little bit of a let-off, and they need to make sure that they score a goal before something like that happens again. Ampadu's just come charging out of the defence and wiped out a Bristol City player here, and I think he may be getting some sort of card. Or maybe it's a talking to because it's his first one. Yeah, it's just a talking to for Ampadu. Going 1-1. A lot of people have said 2-0. I'm inclined to agree. Although, do you know what? I'll say 2-1. Bristol City have got a free kick though here, just inside the Leeds United half, and I think they're going to be trying to put this in the box. 2 arms up from the player here. Ball towards the back post. Touched down by the defender and then played all the way back to the halfway line again, where Leeds can probably try and come out a little bit here. Bad ball there from Bristol City player, but it has cannoned off Kamara and gone straight to a teammate of his. Somerville again nearly nipping in and getting the ball, but Bristol still have possession here. Here's Kamara. Plays the ball out wide to Jorginho. Jorginho's trying to get the run on the defender here. And here he is, Jorginho, into the box. Cuts it back to Somerville. And now Nonto. Nonto has to come inside a little bit. The ball was a bit behind him, and it's a bit awkward there. It's a really good opportunity for Leeds, and just unfortunately, it's not gone the way that it should have done. Jorginho's pass was just behind the players there, and neither Somerville nor Nonto could really get the opportunity to shoot. His Firp out on the right-hand side for some reason as a right back. Now Rodon. Here's Ampadu. Now Rodon again. Ampadu. Kamara here, just coming over the halfway line with it. Now Firpo, out on the right wing. Back to Kamara. Across the middle to Joe Rodon. Rodon to Ampadu. Then Ampadu to Somerville. Back to Ampadu again. Ampadu just trots over the halfway line now and gives it back to Somerville. Somerville's got Gray ahead of him. Gray's come inside, and now he's going back outside and gives the ball to Somerville again. Here's Ilya Gruev. Now Rodon. Kamara. Back to Rodon again. Leeds struggling to have any sort of penetrative power here. Here's Rodon. Back to Meslier. I don't mind this camera angle. A couple of us have said it's good. Oh, Jorginho with a great touch. He's in the box here, and the goalkeeper comes and punches the ball over the top of him. And it's not going to be a foul there, but that was just another long ball over the top there for Leeds. And Jorginho brought it down and nearly got into a shooting position. I think Jorginho's still down here after the goalkeeper went over the top of him and clattered him. Was it Meslier? It was a long ball from Meslier, goal kick from Meslier, Edison style. Jorginho took a touch and tried to flick it over the defender, but the goalkeeper came over the top of his head. Junior is on the right as a temporary thing, I think. I think they've swapped in the heat of battle because there was no opportunity to swap back. It's a rugby camera angle, isn't it? Yeah. It seems that way, but it is interesting to see that from this angle because it does allow us to kind of see things from a more tactical perspective. Here's Kamara. Archie Gray down the line from Nonto. Archie Gray gives it back to Nonto, and then Nonto looks for another option, which is back to Gray. Now Gray's going to try and... No, he's not. He looked like he was shaping up to put it in the box, but didn't. And now Kamara. Kamara comes inside and plays a nice ball to Junior Firpo on the left. Firpo tried to pass it to Bamford, but neither of them are on the same wavelength there. And it has gone out for a Bristol City goal kick. Very disappointing when that was a promising move. That's a long ball forward there from Bristol City that's gone straight out for a Leeds United throw-in. Here's Meslier. Meslier sends that one long towards Jorginho, but it's now back to Kamara. Oh, it's been taken away from him, though. Got 104 people in here and only 52 likes. Let's try and get that like total up to at least 70. Ball back to the Bristol City defence here as they look to find a way to pass through Leeds, but Leeds aren't going to let them do that with too much ease. Here comes the right back. Tries to play a ball forward for Naki Wells, but neither of them are on the same wavelength, and Meslier can come and pick that one up. Well, actually, I think he's dribbling with it with his feet, but here's Ampadu. Kamara. Inside to Gruev. Back to Rodon. And now Meslier. Archie Gray here. Cross to Rodon. Back to Meslier. A bit of pressure here from the Bristol City attackers. Here's Rodon. Nonto. Nice little flick across to Archie Gray. And Archie Gray's got a bit of a storm on here. He used to pick his pass and doesn't. Gives it straight to a Bristol City player. And now they can break. Joe Rodon trying to charge them down and force them backwards here. And he does well to do so. But Leeds did lose the possession there, and Archie Gray, I think he was just caught between two minds. Given away, though, by Bristol City, and now Kamara with it. Here's Somerville to Bamford, and then back out wide to Firpo. Now Somerville again. Now Kamara. looking to find a way to get the ball into the box. Here's Jorginho, who's not on the same wavelengths as Firpo, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Rob saying he doesn't offer a lot in attack from right back Archie. He doesn't really, and I think that's probably, again, another reason why we've gone and got Connor Roberts, because I think if Connor Roberts is playing in there, he does a better job of those little 1-2s and overlapping runs, and a little bit more confident when he's going forward, and it just allows Archie to have his learning be at centre midfield, which is his position, rather than at right back. So I think it's important that we got Connor Roberts in, and it'll be interesting to see how he deals with those attacking situations when he does start playing for us. Here's Gruev. Nonto. Ball with Archie Gray, but it's kind of just pinged at him by Nonto, and it's going to go out for a throw in here to Bristol City. Ball back to the centre backs. I prefer Archie in midfield. Karen saying, yeah, I agree. Ball back to the goalkeeper here. Knocked forward. Archie Gray's going to chase that one back and head it back to Meslier very calmly and safely. Last 5 minutes, possession 34% to Bristol City, 66% to Leeds United. But possession means nothing without penetration, and Leeds really need to put the ball in the back of the net. Here's Firpo. Gruev. Back to Joe Rodon. Out wide to Archie Gray. Archie Gray lets that one run, and he just showed a bit too much of the ball there to Pring. And absolutely, Rob. Showed a bit too much of the ball to Pring there, Archie Gray, and again seemed to be caught in two minds a little bit. And he needs to kind of fix that quick, fix that sharpish. Ampadu. Long ball forward from him. Tries to get it to Patrick Bamford. Bamford uses his body really well. Then to Kamara. Kamara inside the box. Gives it back to Bamford. And now Jorginho on the edge. Jorginho does really well to get the ball to Kamara, but it's bounced away from them again. They're playing too much in a tight space. Now Jorginho closing down the goalkeeper, but he's cleared it. Only to Archie Gray, though. And Archie Gray heads it forward towards Kamara. And then the ball's back with Bristol City again in their midfield. Outside of the foot pass from the midfielder goes straight to Somerville only to have the ball back. Yeah, you can tell that Nonto and Gray aren't too familiar with each other, Ben's saying. Yeah, I agree. No good having all the possession unless you do something with it, absolutely. Here's Gruev. Now Somerville. Back to Ampadu and then to Firpo on the left. Here's Somerville again. Nice little overlap from Somerville and Jorginho. Now Somerville charges into the box. Somerville looking for an option, and I think he's going to one Leeds a corner in the end there. We need to get a goal from all this domination, Rob's saying. The longer it goes on, the more Bristol City will come into the game. Yeah. It's one of those games, isn't it, where you can just see us creating a fair few chances and just they don't seem to be falling for us at the moment. So we need to get I mean, it seems weird to say, but we need to get Bamford on the end of one. Here's Somerville's corner goes straight into the keeper's gloves. Terrible. It's on Sky Sports. Tonight's game. It's on Sky Sports Football. Or if you want to watch the Dominican Republic of Congo versus Guinea, that's on Sky Sports Premier League. He's the right back for Bristol City, trying to flick the ball over Ethan Ampadu's head, and that's not going to go well for him. It just went straight out. Here's Ethan Ampadu now. Kamara and then back to Ampadu. Now back to Ilan Meslier. Looking for an option here, Meslier. Goes to the right back for Archie Gray. Now Nonto. Back to Archie Gray. Good ball from Archie Gray down the line towards Bamford. Bamford goes past his man really well there. Bamford coming inside the box now from the right-hand side. Tries to get the ball across with an outside of the foot. And then Jorginho, really good save there from the goalkeeper, O'Leary, as Jorginho just so close. What do you mean, Rob? This is practically a home game for us. It's one of our furthest away fixtures. Bamford did really well there and then used his outside of his foot to try and get the ball across. And then Jorginho's shot saved really well. So close to going in. Really good save. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, because of all the Welsh players in the team. Nonto's face is like, I couldn't believe that didn't go in, and I don't think Jorginho could either. Corner about to come in then. Gruev takes it short to Nonto. Nonto to the edge for Somerville. Oh my God. Somerville just plays it right between Nonto and Gruev, and neither of them can get to it. And it just goes straight out for a throw-in. What on earth was that? I don't know what that was. What a waste of a corner. What an absolute waste of a corner. Long throw in forward by Bristol City, but Leeds take it away, and the ball's now with Firpo. Firpo to Somerville. Somerville goes back to Firpo again, and Firpo has to go all the way back to Ampadu. Now Ampadu back to Meslier. Mellier's going to send this one out wide to Archie Gray now. Then Joe Rodon. Back to Meslier again. Here's Bamford. Firpo does well to nick it past a player, but the second player gets there. And now Gruev wins the header. Here's Rodon. Now Bamford. Bamford plays the ball down the line to Somerville. Somerville coming in towards the corner of the box. Somerville in the box now. Good little ball inside to Jorginho. And now the ball across to Bamford. And then Jorginho. And then he's brought down in the box, Jorginho, and nothing given. Jorginho brought down in the box, then nothing given. I'll have to see that again. It looked like it could have been a potential penalty there. Bamford with a nice little pass into Jorginho. And then I don't know if the player gets the ball or not, but it looks like it could have been a penalty. That's a penalty. I think that's a penalty. That's a penalty. Here's Somerville. Now Jorginho tries to poke the ball forward and go running after it. But it's going to be ball back with Bristol City now. A lovely bit of play there from Leeds as well, and nearly resulted in what would have been a great goal. He didn't touch it. It was Jorginho's foot was the one who touched the ball last. Ball out to the centre-back for Bristol City, who plays it forward here. Then out wide to Pring, the left-back. Ball just kept in here by Conway. He's offside. Yeah, the linesman blows that one offside. Bristol City player offside in the Leeds box, and Leeds can take a free kick there. Let's have another look at this replay. Let's have a look. Yeah, Jorginho gets the last touch and then gets slid into by the defender. That's a penalty. Why is the commentator saying it doesn't matter if he's exaggerated his fall? He got wiped out. God, he's biased. Ball forward here towards Somerville. Somerville can't quite get there. It bounces all the way through to O'Leary in the Bristol City goal, and they can play out from the back again here. Ball in the midfield with them now. Played out to the right, just inside their half. Ball past Firpo goes to the Bristol winger, and then inside again to the central midfielders. Back to the centre-backs here. CB saying, I wonder if Tom Jones will become a Leeds supporter. Well, you have heard of people changing their allegiances because of where the national team plays. And in Tom Jones's case, it's not unusual. Sorry. If that's not worth a subscribe, then I don't know what is. We'll go back to the football, shall we? And get rid of the horrendous jokes. Here's Joe Rodon. Now Gray. Back to Rodon again. Meslier. 5 minutes to half time then, and Leeds really need to get a goal to try and solidify their position in this game, because whilst we've had a lot of possession, we need some actual sort of something to hold on to before the second half. Thanks everybody who's I'm just going to assume that everybody loved that joke, and that's why you're all saying those things. Here's Joe Rodon. Good ball there forward from Ethan Ampadu, and Bamford can get on the seconds. I don't know who on earth Bamford thought he was passing to then, but it was no one, and it went straight out of play. We've had a few chances this half, and we've had a few shots saved and stuff, but really, we just need to take advantage of one of these opportunities soon before we get punished. Here's Jorginho. Does really well to keep hold of the ball there, and then he's brought down. And now it's a foul the other way. That is ridiculous. Genuinely, this referee's awful. How is that gone that way? I don't understand how on earth that decision has gone to them. Oh, bloody hell. How has that gone to them? Firpo just got absolutely nailed by him. Honestly, this standard refereeing is so terrible. Good tackle there from Gruev. Now Kamara into Bamford, but the ball's taken away there. Headed straight up in the air with no real direction by the Bristol City player here. And Kamara wiped out, and Leeds have a free kick about halfway inside the Bristol City half. That referee is obviously not Welsh. Maybe the referee's a Cardiff fan and he hates all our Swansea players. Here's Ampadu. Across to Joe Rodon. Rodon looks to come forward with it. Out to Archie Gray. Now Nonto. Nonto just... The linesman says the ball's gone out there. It definitely didn't. I don't know what. Genuinely, sometimes you just like... You just feel like there is... Like, without putting a tinfoil hat on, you do feel like sometimes there is just something against Leeds. It's just stupid bollocks decisions go against us constantly. Joe Rodon tries to keep that one in, but can't quite. I wish they'd stop showing me Eddie Howe from Wish. Why do you need to show the manager for a good, like, 30 seconds? Why don't you just show us the actual game? Pring throws that one forward. It's headed out by Archie Gray. Pring throws that. He's going to throw it forward again. Throws it backwards here. Now Pring again, ball off Nonto, and it's going to be another Pring throw in. Would you just throw it further than 2 yards? Thank you. Goes to the centre back now. Cross to the middle. Long ball forward here from Bristol City. So really bad touch there from the Bristol City player, and Ampadu's able to clear that one. Does really well to clear that, and then Somerville can try and hold the ball up. Somerville's offside, even though he was about 15 yards inside his own half, but obviously had run back from an offside position according to the linesman. And it's going to be a free kick to Bristol City, which they've already taken backwards. Right, I think we're all back now. We all back? Can everybody see me again? I know we will have had a brief little break there, but... Right. I think we're all right. I think he shouldn't have pulled him down in the second instant. It's not a bad place for a free kick this either, so I'm kind of worried. Get a bit of dust off the top of my monitor there. Right, looks like it's going to be a cross here, to be honest, or a shot towards the near post. That's outswinger. Oh no, Pring's come over to offer a left-footed option. Looks like it's going to be Pring that's taking it because he's just touched it. No, chipped into the box, headed away, and then it's come off a couple of players and then blocked and deflected off a Bristol City player and gone out for a goal kick. There was a shout of handball there, but I'm not really sure what happened. Ball came into the box. Just hit a Bristol City player on the back and bounced out for a Leeds goal kick. Bamford tried to go for that header there, but it's headed away by a Bristol City defender, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Here's Joe Roden. Across to Ampadu. Now Roden again. Back to Ampadu. Now Meslier. That is half-time. Get your comments in, get everything that you want to know and that you want to talk about in at halftime. I'm just going to have that quick break that I usually have, and I'll be back very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. Leeds 0, Bristol City 0 at this point at Ashton Gate. Hello. I am back. Andrew Hirschberger saying, should be at least be 3-0 Leeds. It almost feels like there's an invisible force field between Ruter and the goal. Yeah. And it just is unfortunate some of the times. It was bad decision making. Some of the circumstances were unfortunate. Sometimes it was a really good save by the goalkeeper. But we can only blame ourselves really for not being in front at this point. We need to put one of those chances in the back of the net. We really do. Ben saying we'll be made to rue our missed chances, and I think we might be. But if we go out there early in the second half and get a goal, then I think that their heads go down a little bit, and their belief goes. Because I feel like they've got in at half-time 0-0 and they'll be absolutely buzzing with that, which will maybe give them a bit of confidence to go on into the second half. But if we can quell that confidence instantly, then I think that'll be, it'll be ideal really for Leeds. Renderloo LUFC saying disappointing half. Stephen Dickinson saying I don't want I want someone from Leeds to put their laces through the ball. This tippy tappy football is doing my head in. You're sounding a bit like dangerously like Sam Allardyce there, who doesn't believe that you can play football by passing it. But sometimes I know what you mean, playing it around the edge of the box. I know what you mean. Sometimes players like Glenn Kamara, who just never, ever shoot, should actually maybe try and take a shot from distance, from the edge of the box. You never know. And also, when we do take our shots from distance and from the edge of the box, just actually get your head over the ball rather than just skying it. Just get your head over the ball and don't sky the ball. Just got to hope they tire having played away Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance of that, isn't there? And Leeds are a very intense team in this division. And hopefully we can just, if we can get a goal against them at some point soonish, then I feel like it will maybe knock them down a peg or two. Let's see what Bex is saying. Alongside Troy Deeney, who's a bit of a wally, but Beckford just talking about Jorginho's first chance where he flicked the ball over. No, the first one I don't think is a penalty. The goalkeeper goes over the top of him, yes, but he does punch the ball away. He gets first contact on the ball. The second one, for me, definitely a penalty. Jorginho gets wiped out. He gets his foot to the ball first. Ball goes to Ruter. Gets a touch before, and then the defender wipes his legs out. Yeah, they're saying about the referee's position on that penalty. They're saying about the referee's position on that penalty you couldn't see. Well, that's his fault for being in a really bad position. That's terrible refereeing, being in that position where you can't see where the action's happening. I want to see it from... We're going to see it from the referee's angle now. Yeah, you can't tell from that angle. You cannot tell from that angle because of where the referee is. So, yeah, it's terrible refereeing, even in terms of where he's positioned himself. Ref seems very dodgy for me. Second pen all day long. Crap positioning from ref, absolutely. Crossman 52 saying I'd like it if we strengthen our back line so we can apply pressure with our midfield, then force the game into their final third, and we just keep cycling. And have more shots and hopefully more goals. Yeah, talking about the bench then and how we might potentially change things and switch things up in the second half. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at the lineup because then we can get an idea of who's on the bench. Let's have a look here. So here is the bench. Klaassen, Byram, Cooper, Cresswell, Shackleton, Anthony, Gelhardt, Peru, and Joseph. Obviously, you've got a chance to put Byram on, Cooper on, Cresswell on, any of those players to solidify things at the back. And then you've got players in the midfield who can come on and make a difference, like Joel Peru, Jaden Anthony. Why is Dan James not in the squad at all? Have I just completely missed the fact that he's got an injury or something? Or is he just... Dan James injured. Oh, he'll miss the next 2 matches. Oh, I don't know where I was when that happened. I don't know. Anthony on for Somerville. But I mean, the only time Anthony's had a really good game was that game against Plymouth, I think. And I can't really remember him ever having another good game. But I mean, potentially, if you could shore up that back line and then maybe strengthen in midfield. You know, honestly, a lot of the time I don't bother with the press conferences because they're really boring. And you know what? They're just generic questions that every manager that's ever managed Leeds, has ever managed anyone, gets asked. I don't know why the journalists don't ask more interesting questions, more sort of tactically insightful questions. I know that they have headlines that they need to get and certain quotas of things that they need to meet. But for me, they just ask the same question. They just ask who's injured, who's going to be available, what you think of Bristol City. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just the same thing all the time. So I honestly don't bother watching the press conference unless I'm doing Joe's podcast or Joe's channel or something where they're actually talking about it. So I honestly, a lot of the time, the same press conference every game. It's literally could be a carbon copy other than which players are injured, which, I mean, I can just find that out when the lineup comes out and when someone's not in the squad or something. Why did no one say earlier then when I said, oh, it's good for Dan James to get a bit of a rest and stuff? I thought it was just that Nonto had been picked over him. Yeah, because honestly, it's not. I don't want it to be an attack on the journalists themselves because I think some of them are actually really, 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 really good. But I think it's the publications that they work for. They have specific things that they want to know. And when they want to know those things, that's kind of like all they want to know. And they don't want to actually have any sort of tactically insightful things that the rest of the fans watching will actually want to know. I mean, yeah, it is good for him to get a rest, but whilst being injured, are you really having that much of a rest? I don't know. Yeah, you forget. My name is Max. MAX. What were we saying then? Something about Daniel James. I can't even remember. But ideally, we go and score early in this second half. Current lineup, if anybody hasn't seen it, the current lineup is this: Meslier, Gray, Roden, Ampadu, Firpo, Gruev, Kamara, Jorginho, Somerville, Bamford. Oh yeah, Popey's one of the better ones. Yeah, that's what you were talking about. Yeah, I haven't really listened to much Popey other than like a few little interview clips from the radio and stuff. Main one I ever really hear from is Phil Hay. He seems to be across everything, and I always listen to him on the square ball and stuff. Oh yeah, I do. I actually did know that Dan James was out with an adductor injury. I just completely slipped my mind. Sam saying, anyone else still hopeful Nonto has success in this Leeds team? I don't know what it is, but I'm hoping he does well. But every time is almost every time it's fallen short of expectations. Yeah, is what you're saying. So, yeah, I would agree with that. I think this season Nonto's struggled to really get into any games and impose himself on anything. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I just feel like he needs a goal or something to happen. I don't feel like he's positive enough. I don't feel like he goes forward enough. He just seems a little bit... They're scared, man. They're scared. Well, that's a bit... Nonso seems a bit like that this season. Maybe he's come down to this division and thought, oh, I'm a bit scared of these big boys. Stephen Dickinson saying he's played on the wrong side. And yes, you may well think that his better side is on the left, but that doesn't mean that if he's on the right, he's a completely different player. He should still be almost as good, if you get me. Do you know what I mean? If we win, we go into automatic in one of the automatic spots. But people around us will have 2 games on us, 2 games in hand on us. But as people always say, every time I say about games in hand, people always say I'd rather have points on the board than games in hand. And you're absolutely right. Whoever was gonna say that. Love the guy off the pitch as well. Just can't distribute as well as James. Somerville to score. His right foot might be better. Yeah, but I don't know. He just seems to not even really get himself into the positions to be able to shoot from the right hand side. So I hope he can improve upon that and actually get himself some opportunities to shoot and score. What time will he bring on subs? Hopefully not the 75th minute. Oh, let's do that now whilst we're not doing anything else, because it's hard to do it whilst we're... Start a poll. First Leeds... Oh... Do you know how hard it is to type when you've got a mic in front of you? $75 to... Oh, no, 76 to 80. There we go. First lead substitution time in minutes. Oh, that's a shame. Why can't I vote? It's my channel. I should be able to vote. Can we win who is closer like a bag of Mawam or something? No. You can win some more content on the way from Leeds lately, which would be being uploaded anyway. Players coming back out onto the pitch now, by the way. The Leeds players, at least. I don't count. Yeah, that's it. I was gonna say always the bridesmaid, never the bride then, but that completely has no bearing or relevance on what we were talking about at all. Oh well. We'll leave that up till that thing up until the first substitute happens, and then we'll end it. Most people say in the 71st to the 75th minute. If I was manager, I would make a substitution from the 60th to the 65th minute, and I'd probably bring on a defender to allow us to play more attacking. Andy Hinchcliffe is absolutely hating Leeds right now. We are underway in the second half here at Ashton, getting the ball with Archie Gray out on the right-hand side. Here's Ampadu. Back to Joe Rodon. Has this angle zoomed further out? It has, but now it's zoomed in a little bit more. It's going to be a throw in to Leeds here. Byram allows the attackers to go forward with confidence. I think it makes a difference, doesn't it? Yeah, having him in there. Firpo's... I don't know if Firpo's having a stinker or he just seems to be a bit off the wavelength of other players, and maybe sometimes he's playing the ball into touch where a certain player wants it played in front of them and he's just making bad passes. I don't know, but... as of this point, this is the lineup. Make sure you hit that big red... Oh, that big red subscribe button as well, because I like to gain subscribers, so that would be helpful if you could click it. Don't click it if you've already clicked it, though. First time since 1950 that Leeds have won the first 4 league games in a calendar year. Good pass there from Jorginho towards Somerville, but he can't quite get there, and it's knocked over the halfway line to Ampadu. Here's Firpo. Firpo plays that one down the line towards Kamara. It's cut out there by the Bristol City full-back, and now it's Kamara. Here's Firpo with a little turn. Now Gruev. Gruev goes back to Rodon. Now Firpo plays the ball to Nonto. Nonto coming inside now. Nonto inside the box. Nonto shoots. Goal! It was ruined by Scally Whiskey. How many times did I say please don't say about the goal before it happens? 1-0 to Leeds, though, and Wilfred Nonto got that goal that he absolutely needed to back up his confidence and to make him really, really feel like he can go on and do more things for us this season. You can see how much it means to him. He's screaming. But, guys, please don't put things in the chat before a goal goes in. Nonto is not really a great shot. I don't really know what the keeper's doing. He uses his left foot there, but I don't know why he... I don't know. Do you not think that was a weird goal, the way it went in? No worries, Scally Whiskey. Just don't do it again or you'll be on the naughty step. Oh, I think he... I don't know. I feel like the goalkeeper thought he was going near post. I feel like he thought he was going near post there, but he went the other way and gave the keeper the eyes a bit. So well done from Nonto. 1-0 to Leeds then, and just what we needed. At present, we are in second place for the first time this season. Here's Gruev. Now Firpo. This is exactly, by the way, exactly what I said about scoring early when they got in at half-time, Bristol City. They'd have been buzzing to be level with us. They'd have been buzzing to be equal. And they'd have been buzzing to be equal with us. And they would have thought, right, that'll give us some confidence to go on into that second half. But the fact that we've scored within 3 minutes will really, really help us now, because their heads are going to drop. They're going to think, oh, they've got no chance now. We've gone 1-0 down and we've only got half a game to play. I think psychologically that'll do wonders for us, that goal, and you'd like to see that we might go on and you'd like to think, sorry, that we might go on and get some more goals now. Good ball out to Gray from Rodon there. Here's Gray inside to Nonto, goal scorer. Back to Nonto again. Nonto to Kamara. Now Gruev. Gruev comes forward with it, plays it to Bamford. Bamford's offside. Yeah, you could see that Bamford was offside. I don't know why he still played the ball to him there, but it's a really good little flick there from Bamford, and Nonto came onto it and then just put it in the back of the net. So I don't think it did take a deflection, you know. It kind of looked weird, but I don't think it did take a deflection. You can see how much it meant to Nonto when he scored. He's absolutely screaming his head off in that slow-mo replay. I think hopefully somebody got a good picture of Nonto screaming for that celebration, because that'll be going in the thumbnail if it does. Like, it's like this, and it my thumbnail, and he'll be like, his head will be popping out the top going, yes. I like it when Bamford scores as well, because he's much happier on My Mate's a Footballer, that podcast he does with Joe Wilkinson, because then I can go and listen to it, and at least he scored then, and they talk about his goal and stuff. Talks about how what he thought his thought process was when he scored it and all that sort of stuff. Bristol City do have a free kick though here, and they look to put the ball in the box here. Chip towards the back post, but it doesn't even go in the box. Good tackle there by Somerville, and Leeds have got a one-on-one situation. Somerville up against the defender here, and he's got Jorginho to the side of him. He gives the ball to Kamara. Here's Glenn Kamara in the box. Glenn Kamara chips it past the goalkeeper, and it goes out for a Leeds corner there. Glenn Kamara just, even when he does actually have to shoot, yeah, he should have gone to Ruter on the other side. I don't know why. It's on Spotify and BBC Sounds and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I don't think it was going in. I don't think it was actually on target from Glenn Kamara. He doesn't shoot, Glenn Kamara, ever. I don't know why. But it's corner to Leeds United now. Looks like Ilya Gruev is going to be the one taking it. Ball to the back post. Headed away. Is it on YouTube? Somerville does really well there against Naki Wells. Now here is still Somerville. Tries to cross the ball into the box. Ampadu plays it back to Nonto. Nonto to Firpo. Yeah, usually I just listen to it on... it's called My Mate's a Footballer. Here's Ampadu. Now Roden. Gray. Out wide to Bamford. Bamford's on the right wing at the moment. Ball into the box from Archie Gray, and it's actually going to go all the way out on the other side for a throw-in to Bristol City, right by their corner flag. Most people, 51% of people saying the 71st to the 75th minute, this substitution. He asked him stuff we'd all like to ask pro footballers. Yeah, he does. And it's interesting, some of the stuff he said. Like, some of it's actually quite insightful that you wouldn't have thought. Oh, that's not a foul. Firpo judged to have, or I can't tell what it was Firpo or Gruev has judged to have fouled Knight there out on the right-hand side for Bristol City. And it's going to be a free kick to them for that. Let's have a look. Firpo just... Let's have a look. Yeah, it is a foul there from Firpo. It is a foul. He is quite sensible. Not sensible, he's just quite funny, Joe Wilkinson. He just says weird stuff to him. Has there been any I don't think there's been any cards. Yeah, this is the thing. We'll be happy that we're second, but it won't be for long because I looked at the fixtures and Southampton will beat Rotherham and Ipswich will beat Preston. I think that's my prediction, that they'll both win. Here's Kamara. Kamara tries to play it out to the right for Nonto and does so. Here's Archie Gray. Jorginho had tried to make a run beyond, but Archie Gray didn't give it early enough. Here's Gruev. Now Kamara. I've only heard Leeds fans this whole game, as is usual, but I haven't heard Bristol City fans once. They've all just been sat down. Lumped forward there by Meslier up towards the halfway line, but headed away by the centre-backs. Headed straight to Archie Gray, though. Archie Gray back to Joe Roden. Ampadu out to Firpo. When's Strout going to be back? Good defending there from Jorginho. But the ball's still gone out to the right back here. Good tackle there from Jorginho. Yeah, I agree, Ben. I think he knows that it's a vocal minority, not rather the main group of fans. Jorginho seems like he was wiped out from behind there, but Bristol City have still got the ball and they're going to try and cross the ball in here. Firpo's going to try and block that. It comes across the box, headed away by Joe Roden, but not very far. And then Gruev tries to head it away, puts his body on the line and gets kicked in the back of the head there, I think, by the Bristol City defender. And it's going to be a Leeds free kick. Just as Render says, very brave from Gruev. Oh, no, he just gets kicked in the chest there, but it could have been a kick in the head there. It must be like ingrained in them to not dive, but like to go down in a certain way. Like it just like it's muscle memory, because that player kicked Gruev in the chest there, And Gruev went down holding his head within like a split second of him being kicked, like the back of his head, within a split second of him being kicked in the chest, nowhere near his head. But how do you even have time to think about doing that whilst you're in midair falling to the ground? It must just be like a muscle memory. Do they practice diving? That's not a dive because he was fouled, but you know what I mean? Like, oh God, that was a terrible pass from Rodon, but he's managed to get the ball back and play the ball all the way through to the Bristol City goalkeeper. He's only given it to Jorginho, and Jorginho goes for a shot from the halfway line, but it just floats over the bar there. Imagine if that had gone in. Because O'Leary passed it straight back to Jorginho, and then Jorginho tried to put it in from distance, but imagine if he'd scored that halfway line goal. That would have been brilliant. Ball's gone out there. It's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Just by the technical areas. He actually grabbed where the ball hit him in the head. Oh, did he? Maybe that's why then. Some substitutions then for Bristol City happening in a second. Here's Jorginho, tries to play a ball forward here. Passed it back to the goalkeeper. Bamford's going to press though. Now Nonto's pressing and Somerville joins in as well. Somerville's won the ball back here. Somerville inside the box. Somerville tries to score. Oh, it's blocked wide and it's going to be a Leeds corner. Is it? I look like it pointed for a goal kick. Somerville's made a lot of tackles in high areas here. Does it hit back onto Somerville's hand there? Yeah, I think it hits Somerville back in the hand again, and that's why it's a goal kick. Bristol City with the ball forward to the right, to the left wing for Pring. Pring looking to get the ball into the box now. Great challenge by Wilfred Gnonto there. Well left by Gruev, and now Leeds can come forward with Jorginho. Jorginho plays a ball out wide towards Somerville, but the goalkeeper's going to get there first, and he just slices that into the stand. But we've got them panicking here. We have got them panicking. Sam saying, Christ, we should be 4 up in this game. Was really good blocking and working back there from Wilfred Gnonto. You love to see that. Joe Williams is coming off for Bristol City, and so is Naki Wells, and Mehmeti and Gardner Hickman are coming on. That's another game where Bristol City have not managed to score through Naki Wells against us. This is another game where Naki Wells hasn't scored against us. We're healing. We're slowly healing. Here's Gruev now. Ball back to Ampadu. Ampadu across to Joe Rodon. Here's Gruev. Back to Rodon. He's going to have to go all the way back to Ampadu here. Ampadu goes back to Meslier. Meslier with a long ball forward. Somerville, Strauch and Perot rings out around the Ashton Gate Stadium. Here is Joe Rodon. Ball into Ilya Gruev. Second half, Bristol City have no shots on target, no touches in the opposition box and 29% possession. Leeds have had 4 shots, 2 on target, 4 touches in the opposition box and 71% possession. So that's how dominant we've been in this second half. Tamas Maximus. I think you're a little bit behind the times there, mate, because that was about 6 months ago. So I think, yeah, you're a little bit behind. Is Bamford, Gruev, Firpo, Ampadu. Tamas Maximus saying Bristol City on top, but Leeds are winning and completely dominating the game. So, not sure what you think they're on top of. Here's Archie Gray inside the box. Archie Gray does so well. Archie Gray still going inside the box. Drops it off to Jorginho now. Jorginho inside the box. Tries to curl and have a shot, and it's bounced all the way out to the left wing for for Somerville now. Nice little interplay from Somerville and Kamara there. Somerville, ball into Somerville on the edge of the box. Somerville with a chance to shoot. Saved well there by O'Leary in the Bristol City goal. And it was a good move from Leeds there, but Somerville just needs to put a bit more power on it, a bit more bend on it, and it could have possibly gone in the bottom corner. Yeah, that was amazing from Archie Gray there. Imagine if he'd just flicked it up and banged it in the top corner. That would have gone around the world, that goal. Bristol City trying to come forward here again. It's amazing how many people don't have anything better to do with their lives than come into a Leeds fan channel on a Friday night against Bristol City when they're a Man United fan and they don't have anything to do with it. It's just an observation. It's just amazing how sad some people are. Feel a bit sorry for them. Here's Nonto. Nonto pulled back there on the halfway line, and that is going to be a yellow card for the Bristol City man. I'm actually not, like, bothered about anyone coming in here. If, like, there's no point coming in just to attack us. Like, we're actually a community where we will actually have a conversation with people if they're just civil and normal. But if they come in and just instantly try and troll us, then, like, it's just childish, really. Here's Junior Firpo. Ball back to Ampadu. Now Meslier. Meslier with a long ball forward, trying to find Nonto on that right wing, but it's only gone to a Bristol City defender. Now Nonto gets his back in and does really well there, but he's brought down. It's going to be a free kick to Leeds, just inside the Bristol City half. Gray with the ball into the box, goes across everyone. And the ball nearly goes to Somerville. Somerville still trying to battle with it against the fullback there. Let's hide user on this channel, so nothing they ever say will show again. Yep, gone. I don't know what that last one said, but... Yep, you're gone as well. You are absolutely scum of the earth saying things like that. You are absolutely scum, so goodbye. Back to the game then, eh? Here's Jorginho. Oh, good tackle there by Grove, but Grove's gone down here, actually. He seems to be holding his head. Yeah, I got rid of them both. It's just a clear lack of intelligence with people like that. And even when you actually offer them an olive branch and say, we actually are a community where we will just talk to you if you're just civil and stuff in there, then they go and say things like that for no reason, then it's lowest common denominator, isn't it? It's very unintelligent, and yeah, just have to get rid of that point, don't you? Hope they don't inflict their horrible personalities on anybody else. Ball to the right back here for Bristol City. He comes over the halfway line, plays it into the striker, and then a ball towards into the box. And then Meslier makes a very good save. First time he's actually had to do anything, Meslier, as the ball came through into the box there. The ball nearly went underneath him, but it's actually a really, really good save there from the young French goalkeeper. Good play from Bristol City to sort of spring that move there, and Meslier makes a really good save. Really good save from Meslier there, just using his body to get down to that one. Here's Bamford. Chops it off to Nonto. Now Kamara. and Rodon. Does nobody else think that Ilya Gruev looks just like LUFC Lewis? Am I the only one that sees this? I feel like Lewis looks just like Ilya Gruev. Here's Ampadu. Back to Meslier. Meslier sends it up to the halfway line. Some people agreeing with me there. Here's Firpo. Firpo comes forward with it. Into Jorginho, tries a little flick there, but there's just no point in doing things like that when you need to get a hold of the ball. Taken out there by Tanner, and it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Is Ampadu. Now Rodon. Back into LUFC Lewis. Long ball forward here. Goes all the way through to O'Leary in the Bristol City goal. And he's going to throw that one out. Really good long throw on him there out to the left back Pring. Pring's going to come forward with it now. Nonto doing really well to get back in there and try and stop anything happening. Back to the centre backs again here for Bristol City. Ball out to the right back here, and he's going to try and go forward with it. But good, well, I was going to say good tackling there, but he's actually still got the ball here. Doing really well, and then Meslier can come out and claim that one well. Well, anybody who said 60th to 65th minute, those 16% of you was incorrect, and the next group at the moment is the 66th to 70th minute substitution people, and you have a couple of minutes of that left. Here's Joe Rodon. Here's Meslier. Just looking for an option here, and he's taking his time. Here's Gruev. Drops the shoulder and then gives the ball to Rodon. Well played from Leeds there. Ball into Nonto, but Nonto's little outside of the foot touch is not a good one, and it takes him. It takes the ball away from him. Long ball down the wing there for Bristol City, and there's absolutely nobody there. Seems like they're just panicking a little bit at certain points. Thanks, Karen. Really appreciate that. I feel like doing this all the time gives me plenty of practice to try and get better with commentary. Why has Gruev not played half the season? I don't know if he thought he maybe couldn't trust him, and that's what I worried about because we'd paid the money for him. I said that a few times on the channel that I just didn't. I wondered why he hadn't played, but I'll just take the fact that he's doing really, really well now. There's not quite that many people watching CB. I was thinking, oh my God, that's loads. But you're right, 131 people watching, and we only need. That was very Geordie of me. We only need. 131 people, and we only need 9 likes to get to 100, and then I'll shut up about it. So if 9 of you who haven't liked the stream already, like the stream, and then I'll shut up about it, I promise. It'll only be CB that'll be going on at you. Ferper not really on his game today. Yeah, he's not having the best game, but maybe we'll see a bit of Byram coming on at left back to give Firpo a little bit of a break at the end of the game, then maybe. Going to be a throw in then to Bristol City up by the almost up by the corner flag, but just in parallel with our box. It's offside there from the Bristol City full back, and it's going to be a free kick to Leeds in the left back position, and I assume Meslier will go across to take that and send that long up the pitch. Yeah, he was offside there. Oh, what I meant was, why has LUFC Lewis not played all season? Yeah, maybe Farker just thought he was distracted with working on the podcast and all that sort of stuff that he does. So maybe he just thought he needed to concentrate on his football. He's a long ball from Meslier, but it's bounced around in the midfield a little bit. And now Ampadu plays it all the way back to Meslier, who can send that one long again up to the halfway line. We can try again to win that ball. Bamford wins it there. Really good hold-up play from Bamford. Now, good ball from Ruter. Tries to get it into Wilfred Gnonto, but it just goes too far and it goes to the goalkeeper, O'Leary. And now Bristol City are breaking over the halfway line with Pring. Up into the final third now. Trying to get a ball in the box here. They do clip it into box. Ampadu tries to win the header, but it can't quite. And then they have a shot. It's blocked again by Ampadu this time. Then played out wide, but Firpo cuts it out. Somerville, Jorginho's going to try and come across and cut that out, and then Firpo almost does, but here's Bamford picking up the ball. And now Jorginho. Jorginho tries to poke the ball to Kamara. It's a handball, surely, by the defender there, or the midfielder there for Bristol City. But now Archie Gray comes forward with it, driving into the midfield. Here's Somerville. Somerville comes forward, plays the ball to Archie Gray, who's now a left winger for Leeds. Little foot in by the defender there, but Archie Gray still retains possession and gives the ball back to Junior Firpo. As it stands at the moment, we're on 60 points, yeah, which is enough for us to be top at this point in the season that we got promoted. Here's Somerville. To Kamara. I think some people are forgetting how good Strauch's form was before he got injured. Here's Kamara into Somerville. Somerville tries to get the ball across the box and it's gone past everyone and even past Gnonto, and it's going to go out for a throw-in on the opposite side. Yeah, I think people are forgetting how good Strauch's form was before he got injured. I was at that point thinking that it was his, he was the best defender. I love the way he watches the game. He's a different type of defender to Ross McCrory's coming off for Sam Bell, by the way. He's a different type of defender to what Joe Rodon is. Joe Rodon's, he reads the game well, yes, but he's more of like he's pacey, he gets back, he gets in between the ball, uses his body well. But I think Strauch is learning really to make his game, being able to read the game, knowing where to be, to intercept, all those sorts of things. And I think he's been doing fantastically well at that, because he kind of needs to make up for the fact that he's not got much pace, and being able to read the game is a great way to do that. And I think that's what Strauch's done this season. Firpo heads that one, and it's going to be a throw-in to Bristol City just outside the Bristol City technical area. Going to be taken by Tanner here. Bristol City have now made, 4 substitutions, and Leeds haven't made 1 yet. So we are now in the 71st to 75th minute bracket, which was 46% of the vote said that was going to be the time when we were going to bring a sub on. Gnonto just went up with a for a header with a Bristol City player there and was completely wiped out. So yeah, Pring just nailed into him. Don't do that to Gnonto. I always feel sorry for them when he's only little. Someone said before kickoff that they thought that Gnonto was going to score tonight. They had a feeling. And he's going to be 76 to 80. It might even be after that, and I didn't even put it on there because I couldn't conceivably fathom that we wouldn't make a substitute until after that point. Long ball forward there from that free kick for Leeds, but it's actually gone shorter than we thought it would. But Jorginho uses his body really well to push a player off and then give the ball out wide to Gnonto. Gnonto back to Jorginho. Jorginho tries to come forward with the ball to Bamford, and then the ball back to Ampadu, and Leeds can continue with possession here. Do you know what? One thing I've thought about tonight's game is that Bamford hasn't really had enough service. We've still created chances and we've still opened up the defence quite a few times. But it's always been the wingers and the midfielders who've been the ones charging through on goal. And Bamford actually hasn't really had much in the way of opportunities. And I think he struggled for supply tonight. And I think potentially that's another reason why we might not have scored another goal yet. I reckon that Ruter scores 70 to 83rd minute. Somerville far too greedy. I don't know about that. I think sometimes decision making has to be done in a complete split second, and sometimes it's hard to get that right. Here's Jorginho coming forward with it. He's been wiped out there. How many people need to wipe him out? For, like, he goes past one, they try and wipe him out, and they've missed. So another one comes in and tries to wipe him out again and get a foul. It's a joke, really. 70. We are now into the 76 to 80 mark of those substitutions. So whoever's in that 25%, you could well be right here. Here's Firpo. Now Somerville. Out on the left-hand side. He's not really got much in the way of help, so he has to go backwards then to Firpo. Firpo goes back to Ampadu, who is obviously the Leeds captain tonight. Now Rodon. Out wide to Gray. Gray tries to play it down the line, but it's cut out there. A bit of a naive decision, and Rodon's able to clear that one. Nonto tries to hold up the ball there, but can't quite. The ball bounces off him, and now it goes out wide. But Firpo can head that one away. Now Firpo comes inside with it. He's lost the ball, and then he's wiped out a player there. It's going to be a yellow card for Firpo here, I think. No, Firpo doesn't get a yellow card for that. I would have thought that was definitely a yellow card. No, he pulls his leg away. That's what Andy Hinchcliffe is a not very nice person. Ball into the box here. Headed up and away, and Meslier can just catch that one with ease and roll Leeds forward here. Rolls the ball to Bamford, who is in the right back position at the moment. Bamford strides towards the halfway line and gives it to Jorginho on the right wing. Now Jorginho comes inside looking for an option, plays it across nicely to Junior Firpo, who comes into the opposition half here. Now Somerville out on the left wing. Somerville up against two players and plays it down the line to Wilfred Nonto. The two best mates just playing football at the moment with each other. Here's Somerville. Goes all the way back to Ampadu now. Ampadu can go across the road on the halfway line. Here's Rodon. I think he's going to go all the way back to Meslier here, and he does. Meslier is about 30 yards outside his penalty area here. Now Ampadu. Out to Firpo. Firpo's going to lift that one forward towards Jorginho. It's actually a really great ball, and Jorginho can't quite keep hold of it, and luckily for Bristol City, they're able to get the ball away here. Ball down the right-hand side for Bell now as he comes towards the halfway line. Plays the ball forwards into the path of the winger, but Ampadu's there, and he can clear that one up towards the halfway line where it goes out for a Bristol City throw-in. Oh, is somebody finally going to make a substitution for Leeds or not? Maybe? No. Throwing about to come in from Bristol City then. About halfway inside the Leeds half. Throwing in and tried to hold it up, and then they have to go all the way back to the centre-back on the halfway line. Ball all the way back to the halfway line again with the defenders of Bristol City. 11 minutes to go here then at Ashton Gate, and Leeds really need to get another goal to solidify this. You'd like to think if they got another goal now that this game's won, but at the moment it still hangs in the balance. Archie Gray there does really well to cover that, and does really well to win Leeds a goal kick. Gets wiped out from behind there, but does really well there, Archie Gray. That's really mature beyond his years, getting his body in, knowing where the attacker is, and just forcing him to let the ball go out of play. Excuse me. Here's Meslier. Meslier with his right foot clips it up towards the halfway line, doesn't go very far, and coming back from an offside position, surely there. Yes, he was the striker for Bristol City. Ampadu's going to take his time over this free kick. Leeds still haven't made a substitution, so if they haven't made one in 30 seconds, we're actually going to... Roberts can't have been sold the bench. Oh, it looks like Nonto is going to be the one that's going to be brought off soon. Well, whoever was in the 76 to 80th, you're the closest, but we don't actually have a category for the 81st to 85th. Nonto manages to keep the ball in well there, and now Firpo comes inside with it. Firpo with the ball to Jorginho, but Jorginho can't quite take the ball as it rolls over his foot, and Pring sends that one forward. Rodon takes a bad touch there, but it's going to allow him to still get the ball back to Meslier here, and he does. Nobody else was pressing with the Bristol City player, and he looks very frustrated that they weren't. Oh, a ball taken away from Kamara here, and here's Bell looking to get the ball in the box. Glenn Kamara still trying to block. Ball goes back to the edge of the box. Now clipped into the box from Hickman and then headed straight into Mellier's gloves. As in, Roberts must have been told he's starting. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, he will be. He will be starting right back, and I think it just allows Archie to go back into midfield. Leeds can come forward with it with Jorginho here. Leeds are on the break, and Somerville can try and get the ball in the box here. There's a couple of Leeds players in this attack with him. Somerville goes to shoot, just drags past the post. So close there for Leeds United. So close for Somerville as he just drags that one past the post. He's ineligible, I think, Roberts, because it was so close to the deadline. I don't think he could have started. He couldn't have even been in the squad, I don't think, because he wasn't registered within a certain amount. I think you have to be registered within 48 hours of a game. I think that's what it is. Wilfred Gnonto has made way now. He is coming off. Jaden Anthony replaces Wilfred Gnonto out on that right-hand side. We get Willie withdrawn. I think it's registered by dinner time on the Friday, right? Long ball forward here from the goalkeeper, and then Ampadu heads it back across the halfway line for Kamara to try and win. Looks like Anthony might be on the left-hand side and Somerville on the right. Here's Jorginho, still with possession here. Jorginho still going, tries to poke the ball through to Anthony, but it gets a deflection off a Bristol City player and goes out to the left wing now. Here's Pring. Ball forward. Goes all the way through to Ampadu, and Ampadu's going to try and head that one back to Meslier, and Meslier is going to have to come out there because Ampadu's header was not very good. That is a rare mistake from Ampadu there, but luckily Meslier was switched onto it and could clear that one. Wow, Rob. Wow. Connor Roberts is on 4. I don't know if it does that roll over from the Premier League to the Championship. Bristol City playing it around at the back here. Good tack. That's a handball. That's a handball. Rodon makes a tackle. The player goes down, lands on the ball and handballs it. Then he gives the free kick to Bristol City. But that was a handball. It was his own player that wiped whatever he's called out, Dickey. It was his own player that wiped him out and he handballed it. Firpo clears that one up the line. So I have no idea what's happened then. Hello. Sorry, I do not know what happened then. But yes, Byram has come on for Kamara, and Byram's going to go right back. Archie Gray going to go into the midfield. Bamford wins that little flick on there, and the ball nearly goes to Jaden Anthony, who would have been in then. But yes, Byram has come on for Kamara. Don't know what happened with my internet, but Byram has come on for Kamara. And Archie Gray goes into midfield. I don't think Kamara has had his best game today. I don't think he's had his best game at all. Without being horrendous, he's not been great. And so it's probably the right decision to make to take him off. Gruev tries to put a foot in there. Here's a good tackle by Ampadu. Now Leeds have the ball back again with Jorginho here. Here's Jorginho. Ball into Somerville. Somerville on the edge. Tries to get the ball into Bamford. Bamford gets it back to Somerville, and he can't quite get a telling touch on it as the ball goes out to the right wing. Here's Somerville. He's got Byram in the box now. Byram comes back outside the box and gives it back to Somerville again. Somerville running across the box here, looking for a chance to shoot or pass. Here's Jaden Anthony. Ball back to Somerville. Somerville can't quite get hold of that. And the ball... He's probably more disappointed with himself, Kamara, I would say. If he's angry, I think he's more disappointed that he hasn't had a great game. Don't think he'd be that disappointed with coming off sort of 5 or 10 minutes before the end. I think he's just probably disappointed that he's not had a great game. Here's Bristol City then with the ball again in the defence. If Leeds can keep the ball up in their third and potentially nick one at the end, then that would be fantastic. But as it is, I think, like Rob says, it's squeaky bum time for Leeds. Here's Gardner Hickman, who has his entire name on his shirt, so it actually curves all the way around his shoulders and looks weird on his shirt. Jaden Anthony tries to get a foot in there, but now Gardner Hickman comes across the halfway line, plays it out wide to Pring on the left. Plays the overlapped ball to Mehmeti. Joe Rodon does well to get a foot in there, and I think it's going to be a corner to Bristol City here. Come on, Leeds. Come on, Leeds. Get this away. Break, counter-attack, score. That'd be ideal. Ball about to come in from this corner then. Meslier punches to the edge of the box. Picked up by Pring. Tries to go past Firpo. Firpo tries to block that one, but Joe Rodon is able to block that away. It goes back to Pring, though. Pring goes a bit further out, but back to Mehmeti here. He drops it off for the overlap and then goes out wide to Pring again on the right-hand side. Pring staying up high and wide right when he's a left-back. Ball in the box here. Ampadu's trying to make sure he doesn't give away a foul here in the closing stages. Headed away by Joe Rodon again and then away by Archie Gray. Handball by Bristol City as well, so Leeds are able to breathe again. Leeds are able to just breathe again there. Let's have a look at what happened there, because he shot a couple of times there. Really good from Joe. Do you know what? The amount of times that Joe Rodon is in that right place at that right time is really, really good, and you love to see it. He's always there to head the ball away. Ball sent long here from Meslier. Bamford's going to try and hold this one up, but he's being held back all the time there. He's actually had him in a master lock. Here's Firpo. Firpo tries to play that ball down the line to Anthony, and it gets there. Anthony plays it back to Firpo. Firpo plays it forward again towards Jorginho, but Jorginho can't quite get there. Here's Jaden Anthony, who wins the ball back well there. 4 minutes added on, guys. 4 minutes added on. Here's Somerville. He's got Byram out wide on the right beyond him, and here is Byram. Byram plays it back to Somerville. Somerville's shot is deflected, saved away by the goalkeeper, and they're able to come forward again here through Mehmeti. Archie Gray does really well to win the ball back there, though. That's brilliant from Archie Gray. And now here's Ampadu. Back to Rodon. Out wide to Byram. Byram to Rodon, and then back again to Meslier. Meslier to Ampadu, and Ampadu's going to send this one high and long here. Headed away by the Bristol City defenders, but Leeds might be able to come back in and get the ball here, and they do through Jorginho Rute. Jorginho Rute gets the ball to Somerville. Somerville about 35 yards out here, looking for a pass. Tries to get it into Jorginho, but it's cleared away, but only as far as Patrick Bamford, who takes a great touch and brings the ball down to Byram, who's just outside him. Ball inside then to Archie Gray in the midfield. Now Gruev comes to help him, and then Gray plays it back to Rodon. Back to Ampadu. Across to Rodon again. Byram's offering an option out wide, and Rodon takes it, and then Byram's going to go all the way back to Meslier here. Meslier under a little bit of pressure, but instead he just sends it long first time. Very high, very long, and Bristol City can win the ball back here. Ball with Tanner now. Long ball forward here, headed away by Ampadu. Back to the halfway line where Anthony gets a little flick on, and then Bamford gets in there. Bamford gets nutmegged though, and now Gardner-Hickman can come over the halfway line and play the ball into Pring. Pring's got Mehmeti outside him on the left wing here, but instead he decides to go himself. Then he drops it out wide to Mehmeti. Mehmeti tries to cross it in, away by Rodon again. Now Somerville with a great touch brings the ball forward here. Somerville and Leeds on the break. Jorginho looks like he's absolutely blowing here, but he's coming up beside him, and now Patrick Bamford's inside the box. Bamford tries to play it back across. It's a kind of a lazy ball, and it's cleared here. Only as far as Gruev, though. Now Archie Gray, and then across to Firpo. Firpo to Gruev. Back to Firpo again. Out wide to Jaden Anthony. Jaden Anthony with a nice little touch inside, and then to play a ball down the line to Bamford, who didn't even know that the ball was coming there, but the player for Bristol City has knocked it out for a Leeds throw-in. So Leeds have a throw-in right in the corner, and potentially we can hold the ball up here. Looks like a substitution is going to be made for Leeds here as well. Looks like Somerville is going to be the one coming off, and Joel Pirou is going to come on. I don't know, but Bamford just didn't even know that the ball was going past him there. He was completely unaware. And then he was like, oh, the ball. But Leeds want to throw in anyway. So Crescencio Somerville comes off, and Joel Pirou, his Dutch compatriot, comes on. It doesn't matter as long as you win them, Andrew. As long as you win these games, it doesn't matter whether it's by 1 or whether it's by 5. I agree, though, we need to be more clinical, but hopefully we can hang on to this, and it's just as valuable as a 5-0 win. Somerville shaking hands and going back on the bench now, and Leeds have this throw-in. Thrown to Jorginho. Jorginho's going to try and hold this up in the corner. Jorginho still with the ball. He's been forced out there, but I think that's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Yeah, it's going to be a Leeds throw-in. Leeds taking their sweet time over this. Junior Firpo is going to be taking this throw-in very slowly. We have now had the full 4 minutes. Here's Jorginho trying to hold the ball up in the corner. And it's going to be a goal kick to... it's going to be a goal kick here to Bristol City. Oh, do I not need to panic now? Long ball forward. Ampadu heads it back towards their goal. Ball straight up in the air towards Bamford there. And Bamford's through on goal here. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to have to go out to the right wing. He's just going to let that go. And it's going to be a throw-in. The referee's still going to give time for the throw-in. Played 30, got 60. Assuming it says like this. Yeah, 2 points a game. Here's Jorginho. Nice little feet there. Yes! Leeds United have won. We go second. 60 points after 30 games. 2 points a game. We are back in the automatic promotion spot. Of course, there are other games to play this weekend, but psychologically, to have reached that mountain of getting back to second place after the massive gap that Ipswich Town rent between us, we are back on top. I know they've got games to play, but psychologically, we are in second position. We're out of the playoffs, and it's shown that we can do it. It's shown that we can catch up with these teams, and that we can be better than Southampton. We can be better than Ipswich, and we can take that second place spot and maybe get back to the Premier League. Thanks everybody so much for watching. I will be doing a match reaction as well instantly after this. But thank you all so much for watching. Leeds United have won at Ashton Gate 1-0, like it says down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you everybody who has joined me. Thank you for everybody who is complimenting me on my commentary skills. Really, really appreciate that. And yes, I shall see you next time on Leeds Lately with plenty more content on the way. Thanks for watching Leeds Lately, and I'll see you in the next one.